Just getting a game kicked off here. I played one earlier this afternoon already, actually. It was a nice, smooth game. Picked up a little elo, and we're up to 540. So we're getting close to that number 2. But oddly enough, I'm still like ranked like 8th or something, or 7th. I'll go peek at it in a sec. I keep forgetting to make the cards bigger during the draft. And stream announcements. This opening pack's pretty wild. Yeah. We're drafting at the same time, which also cuts into my time, but we'll get there. Okay. I think that's all set up. So, okay. As for the picks here, Rammed Clay can be quite strong, but Big Country is very strong. So I think we have to take Big Country here. We have the strongest players right after us, the weakest players in front of us, hypothetically. That's probably a good thing. I'm always nervous to join tables with these sort of rankings. I probably should have waited for a good player, but I wasn't in charge of this table, and I said, screw it, I'll take the risk, and I got lucky. So I think it has to be Big Country. Now, if I'm running Big Country, I don't necessarily have time to worry about day labor shenanigans, but day labor shenanigans with a house steward can be okay. But none of these cards necessarily help me achieve Big Country dreams. So I think I still like take Seasonal Worker on the off chance I get past an Assistant Tiller here from the weak player or some nonsense. And just so I'm not passing the combo to somebody else. Even with Big Country, taking a few crop actions of Seasonal Worker is fine. And if I get Cottager back, and I might get Cottager back, because if nobody else has day labor cards, Stonecutter, Bricklayer, House Steward, like everything else is pretty reasonable over Cottager, I think. So I'll go for it. We do not hit the stupidly lucky here. We don't find that we're getting gifted a seasonal or an assistant tiller or anything fantastic. Mini pasture though is very good for helping Big Country and enable it, so it's probably that. Although Bottle's point ceiling is fine here too, but I'd rather have mini pasture. I don't think I have time for tutor necessarily this game yet. Conjure is kind of like Seasonal Worker, but it helps provide wood, and I want wood, and the rest of these cards all kind of suck. So I might just play Conjure instead of Seasonal is what this hand is looking like now to me. I didn't pay attention to what position I am here either. I'm 4th seat, so that part is a little unfortunate. It's not going to be that bad if I can at least like plow in round 1. Like if I can just take 3 wood and plow, that's fine. But it's going to be a little unfortunate if I'm blocked. Oof, Moldboard Plow is also like a really nice enabler for Big Country. Although it costs a lot of wood. It means you need a lot of wood. But yeah, I mean, Plow Driver doesn't work with Big Country, but I probably am taking Plow Driver just out of the game here, just so nobody else has it. Because the rest of the cards don't do a lot for me. Animal Dealer would be okay, but merely okay. Organic Farmer is not that great with a Big Country game. You tend to fill up your pastures. So I think I'd just take the Plow Driver anyhow. And I might just take Moldboard anyhow, too. The only other card that's kind of okay here is Acorns. But I think I will take the Moldboard Plow. I might not even play it. Depends on how this game goes. I really am not... I'm not sure what I'm going to be up to yet. Things have not gone like... none of it's like terrible yet, but nothing's amazing. Although, I mean, I have Big Country. I can't be that sad. Wow, okay. And there's some other cards here. So there's probably no Loam Pit this game. If I get the Cottager back, Clay Hut Builder becomes like kind of fun, but probably not playable still. Roof Baluster is generically just the best here, so I probably just keep taking the best card. threshing board with like conjure and stuff is kind of fun, but the problem is I'm gonna like do all my plowing before I probably have clay oven and extra grain. I think thick forest just generally is bad, and I don't know what I'm playing at this game. Same with hard porcelain, not that excited about it. I don't have extra clay, and I have extra stone already, so I think lasso is actually okay here, though. If I'm going to fence early, being able to lasso animal pairs has some value. I don't take lasso enough, probably, so... So the cottager did not come back, which suggests to me that maybe there is an assistant tiller in the game, which makes me happy that I just kept the seasonal worker, but I think I'm not going to play seasonal worker. I don't really want to get into day labor fights. Hey, Ghostly. Hey, Heroic Logic. Welcome, guys. I'm also pretty surprised House Steward came back. House Steward can be quite strong. I don't really plan on a big house game, but this hand is weird, Pro Hell. I mean, I think it's strong, but it's a little funky because like I can't actually like use Plow Driver in Big Country, but I'm just like taking the best cards consistently. I'm kind of like it has to be crazy to throw away Big Country, but running Manservant, Plow Driver, Conjure, or Roof Baluster is kind of fun. You keep trying to play Big Country and keep screwing it up and get it out so late. Well, I'm talking about getting it out never. I could just take the Manservant line here and just do Stone House stuff and completely throw away Big Country, which is probably wrong, but also just taking the House Steward here so nobody else can play it is pretty tempting. I don't plan to build a big house, and so I don't really want those 3 bonus points in the game, although the upshot is sometimes it causes people to build way too many rooms. As for the miners, Drinking Trough is not that good. I want to build stables anyhow this game, probably. I mean, it could be okay. And the Organic Farmer could come back around, so that makes it better. But Clearing Spade is actually probably quite good here. I should have lots of fields, and I might not actually have lots of crops. So I think that's the perfect time to take a Clearing Spade to help your crop score. I guess I'd rather remove House Steward from the game. I didn't see any other Stone House cards. The thing is, Manservant could actually be okay for me if I give up Big Country. But giving up Big Country does just seem kind of silly. Like, I'm not totally sure there's enough value in Plow Driver over Big Country. Although, gosh, I might still get like a Conservator. Like, this is tough. I could just go to a Stone House game, potentially. I'd be pretty happy too. But nah, I have too much other stuff. I'll take the House Steward out of the game. Bottles has come back. I'll just take that. I'm not totally sure I'll find time to play it, but like wool blankets could be okay. I might not run out of stone, although with Roof Baluster, I'd probably find time to run out of stone. It's tricky. Between these cards, these all suck. I'm gonna fill my farm anyhow, so Stable Architect's complete trash though. And Stable Architect's complete trash anyhow. But Cattle Feeder's also trash, so. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, 4th seat here, the dream is probably just 3 wood and plow round 1. But we get a dumb scullery. We do get the Organic Farmer, so I'm a little sad I didn't keep the whatever the other thing was, but it's fine. I need to change where everything's at here. System error. No, I don't want system errors. We change the size. First action Stonecutter. Skipping Reedstone Food in order to play Stonecutter is very confusing to me. If you want stone, take Reedstone Food. Wow, Ock as well. There is an assistant tiller in the draft, but okay, so this is very likely where the Cottager wound up. And it might be where a Lone Pit wound up. Wow, we're getting Reedstone Food. We don't even really want Reedstone Food, but whatever, it's the best action, so sure. The reason I say I don't super want Reedstone Food is because it means I need another Reedstone Food action now in order to build my room. I plan to build 1 room. I don't usually believe in the crazy Big Country games where you yeah, anyhow, I'm hoping Teal's gonna start player here. That'd be nice. I'm just plowing. If I can't plow, I guess I take 2 clay because I eventually probably want a fireplace. Okay, I do get to plow at least, so that works out. Anyhow, I don't really believe in the I don't believe much in the big country strats that like don't build a room and try not to grow and they just run big country fully. I don't tend to believe that's very strong. The fact that this guy played Stonecutter and took 2 wood and now opened 2 reed strongly suggests that he has an axe. And now we get Storehouse Keepers, so people will want Reedstone food, but I expect I get it here. I mean, we'll see what Teal does. Teal's going to Ock, so... I mean, I guess it's good that I don't super want to Ock. I mean, I kind of wanted to play Conjurer, but I guess I'll just take Reedstone food. We get a Woodcutter into the game. It's fine. I'll take another Reedstone food action. I mean... I strongly suspect that this guy's running Carpenter's Parlor, which makes me extra glad that I cut House Steward out of the game. Yeah, he's just going to start player Carpenter's Parlor here is my guess. Yep, there it goes. So I don't like the fact I'm going to be last again next round, but you know what can you do? Can't do anything is the answer. I probably just plow here again. I might take 2 wood, but just plowing again is fine. I mean, it means I'm not going to use moldboard plow, but yeah, I'm just going to plow. We get late sheep this game, so the food is a little tighter, which means that I'm a little happier that I got Reedstone food actions, because my food's okay. I mean, we do have a day laborer player. I'm a little concerned about this Storehouse Keeper. To me, and the fact that they've been ocking so aggressively. For what it's worth, I know Bandit Queen in real life. She's part of my game group in Madison, so that's cool. But I was going to say, the fact that she's played like this suggests to me that she has... she probably has a loam pit, is my guess. I'm guessing a cottager is going to come with a loam pit, is my assumption. I'm going to take 3 wood. I really need wood. Actually, Teal really needs wood too. Or not Teal, Blue. Blue is going to take wood here so that they can build. But I need wood. If I ever fence 15 and plow 6 with moldboard still. That's an interesting point, actually, Chris Ho. That could be. You're right. I usually think about fencing big, but maybe this is the game where I actually fence 6 spaces and 6 because I didn't get Manger. Is it called Manger still? Whatever the card is, it gives points for big pastures. Somehow I'm blanking on that one right now, but. Anyhow, blue takes wood, which was expected. Depending on what happens here, I still would kind of like to Ock out the Conjurer. It's just this Traveling doesn't feel very safe. I mean, Teal probably should take the Traveling. Teal's going to start player, though. Okay, team. How greedy do we want to be at Ocking out the Conjurer here and trying to take Traveling? Alternatively, I also have the option of Ocking the House Steward and building the first room. Playing House Steward is such a gift for blue is the downside, but the upside is that the person after me isn't going to get the first room then. The Conjure is a bit greedy. Teal should probably open next round with 4 food. That means I just get 4 wood next round and I still have Conjure out long term. It's not horrible. Yeah, let's go for it. I think the upshot of just Conjuring long term is still fine. I don't think I get Conjuring next round though. I think Teal has to open with with Traveling, but that means I just get a 4 wood action, which I want a lot. So I think this is okay. Teal maybe just takes 2 reed anyhow or something, but nah, he successfully takes the food that he's supposed to. I guess he could have gone like Fireplace Sheep or something silly, but yeah. Regardless, I mean, whatever. I have room parts and 2 fields and an Ock down. it's not like this stage 1 went badly at all from 4th seed. It could have been much uglier. Like, I have 2 stone. Don't totally know what that's going to be either. But, like, again, how can I be sad with room parts? And I get to build the first room because blue wants to double build. So I'm just going to build. Which is great, because if, like, growth flips, fantastic. If growth doesn't flip, whatever. I have the room in front of blue. Like, maybe blue will start player a bunch, and I won't get to grow into it very quickly, but whatever. That's still going to force that's going to force blue to do annoying things, and blue is currently the guy I'm probably most scared of. I mean, he's the highest rated player at the table, and he does have Carpenter's Parlor, which is very strong. I mean, I'm fairly concerned here now, too, about... I mean, I'm still concerned about this. Like, Storehouse Keeper that actually got 2 early Reedstone food actions and an Assistant Tiller. I mean, this is looking like a strong hand, too. I'm not worried about what Teal's up to. Teal's game looks bad to me. But yeah, I mean, again, I end stage 1 with a room, 2 wood, 2 stone, a conjurer down, and 2 plows already done. Seems totally good for my game plan. The bigger issue is that I definitely need wood and everybody else needs wood, so getting out a rapid big country could still be a slight trouble. My food is also slightly troubling here. I'm probably going to have to try to snag traveling in round 7 for 3 food, and even that's not, going to feed me. So, gonna have some slight problems there. And the other problem is I kind of want to play mini pasture while growing potentially or something, and playing mini pasture is gonna cost me. Would I feel better with 4 more wood here, but 3 points to purple? Yeah, that's an interesting question. You're right. Wow. Purple start player is a canoe. I think that's horrible. He can't double build anymore. What does he start playing for, by the way? Like, why play the canoe? People seem to love canoe way too much on the site currently, in my opinion. Like, canoe is a pretty bad card. It costs you 2 wood, and it causes you to take a fishing action that's only iffy. Now, you get a lot of reed, but purple didn't have a problem with reed. Okay, family growth didn't come. Anyhow, I did debate playing House Steward. You would have played Steward, you think? I think playing House Steward would have been fine. Purple just start players into the wood action, and it's still going to double build. So, I mean, I guess there's that. I'm not going to have a lot to do this round, which is pretty unfortunate, actually. This board's pretty crappy. The dream is to take 4 clay and get to build a cooking hearth. I think that's like the best possible outcome for me, actually, because the sheep would be amazing. But I'm expecting teal that as soon as I take 4 clay, I would expect teal to drop some cooking implement. But if teal... Ooh, a geologist. Ugh. So, okay. Anyhow, 4 clay here is good, though. Being able to build a hearth soon. Or maybe a clay oven soon. I don't know. But I think this is fine. I'll either build a hearth or plow next action. Purple is building here. There's no way I'm start playing. I refuse to start player unless I know for sure I can grow. I just think it's too weak of an action. If grow doesn't flip, I do not want to squat start. Like, I don't really want to play multiple start player actions here. With any luck, teal's just going to do something silly like start player for me. But I wouldn't put high hopes on that, but that would be the real dream. Again, I'm expecting teal to just build a fireplace. That's what they're probably supposed to do. I guess I could... No, I don't even have enough food. I was about to say I could start player the mini pasture into the sheep. That would be a pretty fun sequence, but I actually don't have the food for that. So yeah, I probably just have to plow. Yeah. You think start player is here fine if I have 3 miners I want to play? That's fair. Hey! We do get to just build the hearth and take the first sheep stack. Dreamy. So that's a great break for us. Hearth is wonderful here. Long-term feeding. I'm going to have lots of animals. Totally good here. The opening sheep stack is great. Yeah, I'm a fan of this. We do get late family growth. That's pretty ideal for me. Well, it's not ideal. Purple probably start players to grow first, although they could just let me start player to grow first. But if purple start players to grow first, green will build a room. So like I might just grow last in that scenario, but I'll still survive. Like I can survive last. Purple really can't survive this. Like purple has to start player in order to grow, which is like fine, but they have no resources. They have rooms, but they're never going to get to grow into those cheap rooms. Like this is the nightmare scenario here for purple in my opinion. Like sure they get to grow first, but we get the cottager play. That makes sense. Again, green will have a room built. Fishing gets taken. This is why I say this is kind of the nightmare scenario for purple. I mean, purple is in big trouble in my opinion. What am I doing? Am I just taking 3 wood and taking the sheep? I think it's just 3 wood and the sheep for me. I mean, this conjure could turn out to be pretty crappy, unfortunately. Like, I'm not even sure I take the 3 food action next round, because there might be some good 4 wood actions, or I might... Well, no, green is going to start player. I think it's just take 3 wood. I mean, there's no way I should get 6 wood next round, right? Yeah, I shouldn't. You want to donate some elo back? That'd be nice. I'll take this 3 wood. I will admit I have no plans on actually using this stone for like a long time. I just can't. Ooh, purple day laborers. That makes tons of sense because they need food, but that really hurts green here because green really wanted to day labor out their room. This is like wonderful downstream effect. Purple probably has to grow and then day labor again. Well, or they're going to try to take traveling if I allow them. But again, this is why like purple, I don't even know if they should. Like I don't know if purple should have start player to grow first. If purple just lets me grow first, purple could have like fished and taken a different action this round. Like they save a lot of food. This is like, again, it's so tricky, right? Like valuing growth is really important and it helps you become like a strong player, but learning to be okay at just like falling into the queue and like learning to occasionally not just push grow at all costs is like the next level of kind of getting better at Agricola. And I mean, I guess purple has to just push for growth. It probably is still correct. I mean, growing first in a late growth game is so valuable, but purple's throwing away so many actions in order to get that early growth, right? Like, purple has to just take really crummy feeding actions and some iffy start players. Like, purple's paid a wood for stone tongs. Like, yay, there's more stone in the game, but you already played stone cutters, so there already was more stone in the game. So, like, ultimately, I don't know. I just think purple's game's not very good. Teal getting impacted here by not having the food is also really great. Like, teal has to start player and then probably take a feeding action, although they have, like, stone oven or clay oven type stuff. But I might just get, like, 4 wood next round, which is pretty cool. My Conjure is going to suck, though. I essentially have thrown away an action to play Conjure, and it's never going to go anywhere. Hey, Teal is renovating. Teal might not even be ready to grow, which also would be pretty fantastic. Teal has Brook. That part's fun. But I think I have to take the sheep. I need to get my feeding out of the way so I can do whatever comes my way. There's so much value in being able to just do whatever comes my way. It presumably is, yeah, grow and then start player, and then purple will travel unless I do. So I'm going to have to debate here. I'm going to have to debate if I want to conjure. There's a chance I maybe do. The rammed clay that we passed obviously gets played here. Makes total sense. Teal presumably is going to take read and build a room this round, so they can start player next, but we'll see. Beanfield gets played here. Wow, Beanfield's slightly bold. That puts increased food pressure. Teal does take the read. Do I want to force purple to day labor here again? You know, why not? Right? Well, so one of the issues here is that I actually can't afford... I might not get 6 wood next round because I might need to start player. The plow driver is not in the plan. The plow driver is not in the plan because of Big Country. You think it hurts everyone that bad? I'm not sure it hurts everyone that bad. It really just pushes purple onto day labor, and then green can just happily build a clay oven or a stone oven. Major's wide open, so like I don't think I don't think green's that sad about not getting to day labor here. The thing is, though, like, I played Conjure, so, like, getting that wooden grain action when it's good is probably nice, and slowing down the person who grows first is usually correct, but to be honest, I'm still, like, not that afraid of Purple's game. Purple's pretty likely to get 6 wood, though, is my only real thought. But I think that's okay. Usually when I build a room, I really want to play Big Country in round 9, but because I'm growing so late this game, I'm not sure. Oh, wow, they fish. That makes sense. They don't day labor. They fish because they get a read with it. Somehow their canoe is like not showing up on my screen. Okay. I mean, that was still a terrible action for them. Wow, and green is just going to day labor, though, instead of building a major. I think that's a mistake. I think building the major is better here. You definitely want to build a major. So why not get it out of the way? But, okay. The wood stacks are going to be insane next round. I'm assuming teal builds so that teal can start player. Okay, I probably am getting 6 wood. Is it worth it to play canoe without harpooner? Probably not. That's what I argued. Like, I think this canoe is a pretty bad play. Like, yeah, you get a little extra food and reed, but it costs you 2 wood. I mean, it's a point. So, like, I don't know. It's okay. Wow, a bunch of stables. That's gonna make the wood in this game interesting, and I'm just getting all the wood here, so sure. You think 2 wood is more important than the canoe? I generally do too. Like I don't draft or play canoe hardly ever, and I don't even think I would often play canoe with harpooner. With harpooner, you already have tons of food and reed. Why do I need more? Like I just the times where I want canoe are limited. Now, one of the times I want canoe is when I have carpenter's parlor because I do want a bunch of reed. But anyhow, teal does start player. I mean, that's what they were supposed to do, so that's fine. I'll just take 6 wood here. I'm never going to play midi pasture at this point. Playing midi pasture is just wrong, I think. But yeah, my timing on Big Country might come in my family growth in round 10. It might be the timing we're trying to aim for, which... okay. I might not even hit that though, right? Like I have problems here. Well, one way I could hit Big Country is to fence huge and only get 3 plows. I'm not a big fan of that in general though. But maybe it's correct here. Growing last is definitely a bummer on my game. The fact that I built the first room but I'm growing last is unfortunate, but... So maybe I didn't want late growth. Maybe I did want grow in 6. Because if grow comes in 6, I get to grow in 7, and my Big Country comes out around 9, and everything's a lot easier for me. There's also just 3 stone on the board, but it's such a waste for me. I have to focus on the other stuff. I think I just plow again here. I could fence, I guess, and then hope to get the sheep. But presumably teal's taking the sheep, although I guess, why am I assuming teal takes the sheep? This is another reason why you hate Big Country. Big Country's great, but yeah, this is not the ideal game for Big Country. But hey, even not the ideal game for Big Country, still it's gonna be a good game. I'm gonna plow. I'm just gonna cut my farm off. It's fine. Or should I fence? See, getting the sheep would be pretty sweet. Gosh, the sheep would be so nice. I'm like never getting the sheep. I'll just plow. You've never played it for more than 2 points? Wow. Well, that's stunning. This was such an like if Grow comes in round 6, this was such an easy round 9 big country for me. I would have been able to start play it. Well, I guess getting wood is harder. If Grow comes in 6, I start player. Well, purple start players again. I don't know. I probably get a bunch of wood still, although it might not have come this easy. Like I partly got a lot of wood because of the way the turn order worked, but can we fence 14 start player mold board? Well, I just plowed, so I mean I'm not gonna do that anymore, but that would have been an option. The sheep get taken here anyhow by purple because they're that hungry, which gotta love to see that somebody is that hungry. Like, what terrible actions purple's had to do this game in order to like just barely skate by. Like this again, this is where like first growing for purple. How good was first grow for purple with the action sequence they've had to do since they got to grow first? It's like so. I just don't even think it's worth that much for purple. Like, it's so bad. There's also just 4 stone chilling on the board, which is pretty nuts. Whoa, 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 team. Teal's gonna let us grow. Okay. Well, that's a gift and a million. Okay, well, I'll play Clearing Spade. That was not correct. That's what we call not correct from Teal. Wow, but purple doesn't start player to grow next. That's kind of confusing. Like purple, I thought was going to insta snap off start player to grow. Here comes the clay oven, presumably. Yeah, there is a clay oven. So feeding is largely figured out for green now, at least. I probably am just going to plow here and then fence 15. Actually, if 4 wood comes back, no, I don't have time for 4 wood. Wow, 2 food? Teal takes 2 food. Teal couldn't afford to grow is what happened. Teal also ran out of food. That's why he didn't grow. I wasn't paying attention. Wow. This is like my stupid conjures turned out horrible, but my opponents can't freaking feed. Like purple's killing himself with his food. Teal's killed himself with his food. Green at least has decent food. I'll grant green is fine. And the milk jug's about to totally change everything. But I really kind of want to take 4 wood just to punish the table. But rushing out my big country is more important now. So I'll just plow again. And then I should easily get fence next round. And then I can hopefully drop the big country for 4 points. But what a nuts game, right? Like, what a nuts game. Purple is going to start player for grow now, so that's not surprising, but it's definitely a bit... Wow. Why play hard porcelain? So, look, everybody, I've talked about this a lot, right? But, like, you don't have to play your cards. Like, you already have a stone cutter and a stone tongs, and you have 5 stone in your hand. In what world is this player using hard porcelain? And you have rammed clay, so you paid a wood for hard porcelain. Like, it also means that you're paying wood for stone. Like, that's a terrible hard porcelain. There's no way this guy is ever using hard porcelain. Like, it's just a terrible play. Also, this board is nuts. Like, there's going to be multiple 6 wood actions again because everybody's taking such terrible actions in order to feed themselves. Purple's freaking whatever. Was that 1 food on fishing again? No, because it was 2 food on fishing at least. But, like... This is just remarkably inept from purple, in my opinion. Like, this is terrible feeding. Just literally awful. Stables for us are so good. I want stables so bad. I would love a 6 wood action next round. But I'm not sure I get 6 wood. For organic? Oh, did I actually get organic? Oh, I did get organic farmer. But yeah, I mean, wood denial is huge here. I love to wood deny. Yeah, we just get a so bake from green, which so bake here is pretty fun for green actually. And then green knows they're getting 6 wood guaranteed now, even if purple chooses to take 6 wood to open next round. I'm assuming purple's gonna grow, although to be honest, if I'm purple, I might just take 6 wood. I mean, there's no way anybody else is building a room, so like purple just has guaranteed growth coming up. So like I might just open 6 wood if I'm purple here. I'm not sure teal takes 6 wood, so I might get 6 wood this round. The only danger of taking 6 wood is that, I mean, I should get fences back. Wow, yeah, purple is going to grow. I don't really like that move from purple. I mean, there's so much wood in the game. Well, I guess they have rammed clay. I haven't liked a lot of what purple's done. I think my only competition this game is green. I think green's game is very good. Okay, unfortunately the wood does get taken, but whatever. I get to fence here while there's animal pairs on the table. Now the problem is purple is so damn hungry that they're gonna have to just take the animal pairs, which is sad because if purple just had done anything better this game, but whatever. I at least have a farm in a late growth game. Having a farm in a late growth game often wins. Green is the only player I'm really concerned about. Green looks like they might have some stone house support, although I did cut the plow driver, so I'm not really sure what they'd have. But green is the only player that like actually has fields, has an assistant tiller to like easily get more fields, has decent improvement points. I like what green's up to. I can't stress enough how awful purple's game is. I mean, purple's game is not that awful. I should lessen a little. I mean, purple can like reno here. They're gonna get a big stone house, but they just have no wood. And I mean, wow, they take the sheep instead of the boar. That seems kind of kind to me. I'm curious why he takes sheep instead of boar. I did not pass loom or anything. Now the real question is, do I even take the boar though? Start player big country is pretty tempting here. But if I don't wheel the boar, it's a bummer because breeding boar here is nice. But major gets taken, so like I could easily get blocked. Wow, yeah, the well goes to green. So playing stonecutter and then only using it for carpenter's parlor, like just open the game with reedstone food, right? Like I do not like purple's. I don't like how purple's played this game. Wow, the geologist is taking 2 clay here. I think I have to start player big country. I think purple might just take the boar, which will be unfortunate, but I need to take reedstone food. I want to take 4 clay. I might just take a veg and sow crops with clearing spade actually is very strong too. Just get my crop points going. But playing big country is pretty mandatory, so but my food long term is a little trouble, which is where I want the boar. Okay, I do get the boar back. 4 clay does go, so like my renovating ever this game looks a little tight. I wish I had kept the conservator, I guess. But maybe I never reno with bottles in hand. Like, what am I renovating for, I guess? But I do get the boar here, which is great. So I take the boar. And then next round, what do I even do? Am I just opening with 3 wood? I don't really want to take wood, to be honest. I probably take veg and try to sow, and then maybe just take single cow. I'm not going to have a great next round is one of the bummers. I still have this stone chilling out, but I don't have a lot of use for it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this stone. Probably eventually build a joinery with this stone, but I'm never going to get that much wood. Teal does have a ton of wood and built stables. I'll give that Teal at least is taking a ton of wood out of the game and playing their thick forest early and playing woodcutter. But yeah. Next round's perfect for veg sow. Yeah, I agree with that. I need to do it at some point, exactly. So I think I just do it this round. Like, I don't have, like, it feels a little silly to first action veg, right? But, like, what else am I doing? Like, single cow is just not that important here. And sowing is very important. Yeah, the board does suck this round. Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. Oh, you're right. This board sucks, and so just doing good things while the board sucks for me is also convenient. And yeah, getting these crops planted and then just spread out with clearing spade is really good. It's going to totally help me get a huge crop score still. If I could somehow just stay start player, that would be pretty magical. Wow, what did blue open with? Blue opened with Reed? Or purple? Purple's still so hungry. Purple's gonna reno a BMW and needed the Reed action, and so has no wood still. Teal is gonna fence, which makes tons of sense. Plowing is still fairly contested too, I would argue. I mean, I guess I'm done. It's not that, yeah, whatever. It's not that bad. But these players have a lot to get done. But Teal does slightly interesting fencing, but it's totally fine. But they're only at 5 points. That's a concern. I will sow. Well, who else is sowing? Well, is green sowing in order to feed? There's a chance that green is sowing to feed, or green's just hoping for milk jug, I guess. I should sow. All right, the power of clearing spade comes through, helps clear our fields rapidly so that we can re-sow and make tremendous points gains. But our points are a little trouble too. We're only at 22, but I mean we're at 22 is the upshot. But not being after the other player that just fenced is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, Teal has played a bad game in many respects, but they have a decent handle on taking food resource piles, or good resource piles. Yes. Yep. You just, yeah. I agree. Teal needs to figure out how to feed better, though, right? Like, I think Teal's big blunder this game actually was letting me build the fireplace, right? If Teal just built fireplace and then took that early sheep stack, they'd probably be better off. Last stream before the holiday? Nah, probably not the last stream. Unfortunately, green is going to start player with a very nice threshing board. Threshing board... Well, although actually, threshing board's a little weird when you have tiller, but threshing board is great when you have a bunch of grain already sown and have a clay oven. Like, now green can just take plow and bake, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, them being first player is a bit of a bummer. Wow, Teal has to day labor. Teal's food is... Teal still hasn't grown. Wow, Teal had to skip grow again. Okay, Teal does have a lot of problems. Last stream before the birthday? No. Probably not that either. Sorry, I keep getting distracted because I'm thinking about what I'm actually doing. No, so this is like... wow, purple's gonna build again. I mean, I guess they have cheap rooms, but they can't even feed. I thought for sure they were renovating with the BMW. This room build seems very wrong to me. Like, I get that growing is fun, but when you can't feed efficiently, like, they get to grow this round, I guess? Do they have food to grow this round? They can't even grow this round. Why are they doing this to themselves? Okay, the actual stream questions in chat. I'll probably stream a little yet this week. I don't know for sure. My birthday's on Saturday. I leave for vacation later on Sunday. I'll probably wind up doing some streaming on Sunday too. I don't know. We'll see. As for this game, I don't understand what purple's doing now either. Like, purple is going to have a big stone house and nothing else. Like, are they renovating a pottery here in order to feed? Like, I think that's their only option. I think they have to rend pottery in order to feed. But pottery is pretty awful when you have rammed clay. Like, pottery is just a joinery, and they don't have any wood defense. Like, or they're just going to fish here again, I guess. Like, I guess that's all they can do. They have to fish. But, God, what a terrible game. They're just going to major. What are they majoring? They're majoring the pottery. Why not reno that pot? I don't understand why they're not renoing that then. Like, they could just reno the pottery. They must have conservator. That must be the answer. They're saving the clay because I passed them conservator. That's okay. Actually, that's a very good reason to major the pottery. They have conservator. That's the answer. Okay. So we got a conservator. So that does make purple's game a decent bit better. Conservator saved them a lot of resources that they desperately need, but teal should family growth this round, meaning I should get a pair of sheep here. We don't hit family growth, so that's a bummer. I could take 4 wood just to build some stables, which I do need stables. But I think taking the pair of sheep is too important if they come. The pair of sheep are a lot of points here. And I will admit, my points are kind of concerning me. I don't have a ton of points, and renovating requires me to take clay and a reedstone food action, and then well, if I could get the stone oven. If I could take 4 clay, reedstone food, reno stone oven, that sequence is worth it. But otherwise, I'm in some trouble, I think. Maybe not that much trouble. I at least have points. I have a guaranteed mid-30s, easy, and it's probably more like 40. I'm not convinced other players are hitting 40. Green probably is in the 40s. Although the wood situation is pretty rough. Wow, teal is not growing, so purple's going to grow. Teal's going to play Roughcaster and build another room, even though they can't grow? Sure. I think I take 4 wood from the table is the most obnoxious thing. Green needs wood, purple needs wood. Teal really doesn't want the sheep, and purple seems to overvalue growth above all things. So I think I just wheel the sheep. Whereas I'm not sure I get the wood that I need for stables otherwise. And taking the wood away from these chumps is like... Can I talk about single cow grab? I took single cow because I thought double cows might get taken by teal. Wow, purple isn't going to grow. Purple's going to plow because purple understands they need to plow. Do I ever want to reno? Because I should take 4 clay if I do. If I don't take 4 clay here, purple is very likely to take 4 clay. Purple gets to grow anyhow because why would teal grow? Teal is just going to build more rooms and not grow into them. Teal is very confused at how to win this game. Anyhow, yeah, the single cow grab might have been wrong, Chris Ho. I didn't really want to leave a pair of cows, and I didn't have any other good actions last round. I guess I could have taken reedstone food in anticipation of trying to reno. Oh, also, why am I trying to reno? Am I taking 4 clay just so I can play bottles? I'm probably taking 4 clay just so I can play bottles, right? 4 clay start player bottles is totally fine. I mean, my food's a little iffy, I guess, for bottles. That's the big reason not to. I might just take 4 clay here, though. I mean, who's taking the sheep on me? I mean, purple still could take the sheep, but he also could just take the boar for food. I think I just continue to hammer the table of wood. Like, purple's just never going to fence if I do this. And this is either reno or bottles for me, and I'm running out of points otherwise. 2 sheep, 1 cow here is good. I agree with that. I'm not opposed to just taking all my animals and building stables. But I think I'm going to greed this out. Teal fish, or purple fishes, which is kind of a... It's probably for the BMW, I guess. It almost has to be for the BMW. Stone gets taken by green, that's fine. I could take reedstone food here in order to try to get the stone oven. I think that's... I don't even know anymore. I guess I should just take the sheep, right? Now I should take the sheep. And then next round, if I could just get a pair of cows, that's amazing. A pair of cows would be great because I could eat some. Like, I have an extra cow to eat, which helps enable bottles to be played, and I could build stables to let everything breed. I do need a sow action in the final round, which is looking pretty safe because nobody has crops. Wow, purple is renovating. So purple has literally 1 fence part, and I don't remember passing a hedgekeeper. I don't need stables if I don't plan to take more cows. That's true, but I do plan to take more cows. Purple grows here. I mean, so I'll grant that Purple's game, he's grown a lot, but he's played all of his miners. By the way, Hard Porcelain, as predicted, is a complete boondoggle and is going to just cost him a fence piece. Like, a complete waste of time to play it. My ideal round here is to get the pair of cows, but Teal probably should take it, but I have no idea. Organic is not going to work for me, Chris Ho, right? Because I'm gonna fill my pastures up. Teal is just taking food first action. Teal never building a fireplace has actually totally killed his game. The fact that Teal can't feed is what's absolutely killing him here. If Teal just had a fireplace or a hearth, they would easily be able to feed. But they've taken so many crappy bottom feeding actions. It's completely ruined their game. So I kind of need to stables this round. If I don't stables this round, I can't breed everything. So it's probably build 2 stables here. And maybe start player bottles. I don't really think I'm renovating. I do think my 2 stone is just a complete waste of time, is what it looks like. I mean, I could still take Reedstone food and try to reno stone oven here, actually. Nobody can stop me if I do that, right? I actually totally can Reedstone food, reno stone oven. That means I give up on bottles. Oh, also I have to build the stables still. All the boar gets taken by Teal, which is totally fine. That was a huge point move for Teal. The fact that my opponents haven't fenced yet and are going to have absolutely shit for animals is fantastic. Let's build the stables. I'm always going to take the stables move at some point. And I have decent enough moves left that I can figure out what it's going to be. Bandit Queen can stop me too. Bandit Queen could stop me on Stone Oven, that's true. My read is that Bandit Queen wants to reno, though. But Stone Oven is just as good as reno, so I guess you're right. And Bandit Queen can feed off Stone Oven. Okay, yeah, never mind. Stone Oven is just too risky. I should just start player bottles into family grow. Well, start player bottles into... Is it start player bottles into grow, or is it start player bottles into a sow action? The sow action is still huge for me. Might just start player into family growth, though, right? Like, I almost certainly get sow next round, I think. Bandit Queen doesn't need to sow. Teal literally cannot legally sow. So even if purple opens with plow sow, which they very well might, I think I can just start player here and wheel grain utilization. I think I can. Okay, now Bandit Queen is certainly renoing Stone Oven. So they really don't need grain utilization. So I think this is a clear start player bottles into family growth, into sow. That will take me clear past, like, that'll take me to 42 or something, which probably wins. Yeah, I think this is correct. I can eat the cow and then breed everything. I might have to eat a pair of boar. But eating a pair of boar is not that big of a deal. Play it out, Stewart's a good action. Yes, thank you, ProHell. Yes, thank you for that wisdom. Purple takes 2 reed. Just to help feed off of the basket makers. I mean, again, Purple's game has just been crap on feeding as well. This is the magic of a hearth, everyone. If you have a hearth, you'll just never find yourself that hungry. There's food everywhere if you have a hearth. people's inefficiencies feeding this game has actually just been baffling, though. Like, it's so bad. Also, by the way, again, purple, like, literally, like, their fencing is horrendous here. Like, wow, Plowstow was still open, though. I missed that. That's hilarious, actually. Plowstow was just chilling there the whole round because nobody wanted it. Okay. I mean, purple's points. Purple probably still does have a big reno left and might get some fences. Like, purple's probably not that out of the game just because a million actions does do things in this game. But yeah, like, what a weird game. I think I'm gonna win this one though. Still, like, mid 40s seems pretty. I'm not mid 40s, but I'm like 42. It seems pretty safe. I just lose a food and give purple 3 points, which he desperately needs. Have a heart, yeah. I mean, purple. Look, I mean, purple is gonna make a decent amount of points by taking. Like, purple's gonna be able to take a bunch of wood, maybe take stone, maybe red fence. It's gonna take them into the upper 30s, is my guess. Although, actually, God, their food still sucks a lot too. Upper 30s might be a stretch. I'm not sure they have enough to take stone, renovate, and feed themselves, because part of feeding themselves involves eating reed, and if they try to renovate, they can't do that. Yeah. I mean, again, ultimately, like, again, can we talk about how bad this hard porcelain was? Can we talk about how bad the stone tongs and stone cutter, right? Like, I mean, purple added so much stone to this game and then never, like, found a way to use it. It just threw away tons of resources on their minor improvements. And then also, like, never figured out how to feed well, but... okay, we're breeding a cow point. We're breeding a sheep point. I'm probably eating 2 boar here. So I'm really at 36 is my theory. And then if I grow them at 39, if I get a sow action, I'm at 43. And then my final action is probably not a point, but maybe it is. So, I mean, I get to 44. This is actually probably red fence and stone oven is part of the dream round. Assuming they get all of that, fencing is okay. Sorry, do I get so bake here? I should like always get so bake. There's too many other pressures on the game for people to first action so bake, and I might not get grow back. Think this is safer. I think there's a lot better chance that green takes grow, even though sowing is better for me. But we'll see. If I don't get sow back, I'm definitely in some trouble here. Okay, I definitely get sow back. I'll get plow sow or I'll get sow. 6 clay from purple made total sense. It is red fence, so purple will have to fence on the normal fence spot, which is a nice way to potentially slow them down a little. There might be a little fight for major, though, at this point. Not that I can get involved. Again, the fact that I never found a use for the 2 early stone is part of why those early reedstone foods actually were kind of a bummer. Like, I really did not need the stone, but oh well. It gave me some flexibility, I guess. Up to 32, and then a stone oven is 35. Can take some animals, but yeah, I mean, 39 maybe here is about as good as I see for green. I will 100% block plow sow over sow bake here if I'm allowed to. Well, actually, is that true? Sow bake saves me a little bit because I currently am eating 2 boar. Oh, duh, milk jug point. Yeah, I'm totally blocking plow sow then. No need to give purple plow sow points or something. This looks like a pretty clean win for me then, even with the low 40s. But again, this is another double late growth game. I kind of love these double late growth games. I wish they keep happening more because my opinion is that a lot of players do not handle them well. I think everybody's too used to... They just understand how to grow aggressively. And when they can't grow aggressively because grow comes late, they just don't know how to score points by building a pretty farm and cutting extra grows. Like, purple's extra room here, I think, has cost them so much. I think purple would have been a lot better off not spending the actions to build this room and get this other growth. Like, yes, you get 3 more points, but you also have that much more feeding pressure, and they're already feeding inefficiently. And they're already now struggling for more reed for BMW. They're struggling for fence pieces. I think it turns out to be a pretty big mistake. I don't think purple has time to reno. Green almost certainly builds stone oven here and bakes in order to feed. Yep. So purple might try to reno, but I don't know if they have time, right? Like, purple would have to take 2 stone, renovate, and fence, and then they'd have no food. So yeah, they actually literally can't. So purple's gonna fence. Yeah, purple's actually gonna have a shit game. Purple's gonna be mid-30s. Like green's having a pretty good game. I'm gonna give Bandit Queen some credit. Like they've played a nice game. It's not gonna win, but they're gonna get to almost 40. I'm only gonna be at like 44. Totally reasonable. But traveling is a point here, indeed. It gets me an extra grain. I think that's what I do, right? Looks like I conjure one more time for fun of it. And I get another tiebreaker point. I mean, I could just take grain, I guess, from the table, but grain only hurts purple. There's no way purple's taking grain. But yeah, this brings me to 44. I eat 2 more. 44 is a good game. Not a great game. 44 is just a solid game. I played a conjurer, and that's my only Ock, and I only used the conjurer like once for real. Like it was a pretty iffy conjurer, to be honest. But clearing spade was pretty big. Big country was big, and bottles was, you know, good enough. And it's kind of lame to play only 3 cards. I get that, but that's all you got to do. I will say I was totally gifted this game by Teal at several points, though, too. Green actually should probably be a little frustrated here. Like, Bandit Queen played a really nice game. The fact that Teal start playered but let me grow was very kind. The fact that Teal let me get away with the Hearth and getting the first animal grabs is pretty nice. Yeah. So I do think there was a bit of I just got the lucky seat this game too. But hey, look, that's part of it. Purple is fishing yet again. So I mean, I'll grant that on some level, maybe purple actually is getting enough utility out of their canoe purely because their game sucks so much otherwise. Like purple having to canoe there is crazy, in my opinion. Like these are such inefficient actions when purple could be taking, like, purple has to skip a 2-point grain action. Purple has to skip a big reno because they don't have the resources. It's really a bad game, but I don't play with you. You literally get the worst seed every single game. I have been on a lucky run in terms of seeding, which is nice because I definitely had a rough period in the past with seeding stuff. I've just had a really nice run of games lately. I've been playing solid, but honestly, like part of what's been so good for me, honestly, I've been in a lot of late growth games, and I really think a lot of people screw up late growth games, and it's really convenient to be in them. I'm in a wood house here. You know, like I'm in a wood house. I only had 3 family members. I mean, I grew to 4th just for points in the final round. But like, it's kind of one of these classic. Like, I just built a very pretty farm. I have fields. I have crops. I have pastures. I have animals. I have like nothing else. But building a pretty farm wins the game. Like, wow, the joinery. Is purple just not going to fence? I mean, purple's game is really bad here, in my opinion. Like, this is stunning to me that a 427 can like throw away his game this badly, but purple legit can't feed. Oh, that's why purple had to joinery. Purple can feed only off of joinery. That was their problem. Purple literally like couldn't figure out a path to feed otherwise. So purple had to joinery, and now they can only fence a single pasture, which is throwing away some more points. Like, this is hard. This hardly even scores him points. Should he even build it? I guess he has to eat these anyhow, but yeah, he had to take 2 beggars otherwise, so he had to go for the Reno line. And again, this is like, why go for this 5th family member if you're feeding so inefficiently? Like, the only thing that family member did was just like cost him food. Like, such a really bad game from purple, actually. But again, like, to be fair, all these things happen, but like that bad game is kind of surprising because I think it was very avoidable. Like, purple could have set up much better feeding this game and not spent so much effort growing, and would have just had quite a bit better of a game. But look, people have to play more and learn more. It's totally fine. Like, if earlier growth comes to this game, purple probably has a solid game because they just have so many more actions to figure out their life. But yes, it was a weird game, Bandit Queen. Thanks for joining us. Very well played. You played a really nice game. You probably should have had chances to win. Teal definitely gifted me a few things. The biggest thing that Teal gifted me was letting me build that first fireplace when everybody was so food hungry. The fact that Teal never figured out how to feed was pretty awful. And then The second big thing was obviously the fact that Teal start playered, but then couldn't grow, and I just got to grow around earlier. That helped me quite a bit. You, on the other hand, didn't really get huge gifts. You just played a really solid, nice game. I am glad that I blocked the seasonal worker from you in the draft, so look forward to watching back and hearing all the mistakes. I actually don't think you made a lot of mistakes. That's the thing. Like, I think you played a really solid game. Do you really like late growth games when you just sit next to someone who just start players 3 times to get first growth? Yes, pro hell, correct. The real dream, the dream in late growth games is to be after the fool that chooses to start player a million times to grow first, because they had so much value to the player after them. But yeah. Well, there's a solid big country game for you, Ghostly. Not even the dream big country game, but a solid one. I gained 10 more elo for that win. That's nice. I'm up to 550, which means I'm getting pretty close to my goal of top 2. Just going to look at a couple things here quick. One of the things I'm interested in is who start playered a lot. But it was purple start player and nobody really fought start player much this game. But I was like arguably in the worst seat in terms of turn order this game too, but just, it doesn't really matter that much. I took the most wood from the board. Not that there's a huge disparity here, but like I got a lot of wood, used it effectively. It's a good way to win the game. Grick to order. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, that was, again, it's not an incredible big country game here, right? Like, sometimes big country games are so dreamy, you get huge 50-pointers. Like, I haven't had a 50-point game in a while, though. It's a little bit because I've started playing better players, so everybody keeps each other a little more controlled. But, like, part of the terribleness, like, honestly, the main reason that Bandit Queen and I did well this game is because we were the 2 people that fed well. Like, I managed to just build a hearth and had good food. And then Bandit Queen had really nice food off of assistant tiller, day labor stuff, and storehouse keeper getting a bunch of grain on Reedstone food and then baking it, getting all the ovens. Milk Jug is crazy amount of food. Like, really just a very easy feeding game for Bandit Queen. An easy feeding game for me between a hearth and big country food. And then Purple's game totally got wrecked by food. Teal's game totally wrecked by food. Teal had to take tons of bottom feeding actions. Teal had to like abuse Brook. It was just really ugly. And he had to pass family growth. And then Purple just took a million crappy fishing actions and day laborers and had to take like 2 reed and 3 clay and stuff in order to feed. Like, just really bad. So, I mean, that's really the story of this game. Like, feeding does matter. You have to be kind of efficient in your feeding. So, like, figure it out. There's so much food in Revised, in my opinion, though. Like, ugh. Anyhow, 50 plus a double late growth is really hard to achieve. That's a good point, too, Chris. So that's fair. Like, as I said, if big country, like, even if growth flips in 6, I'm growing in round 7, and my big country probably comes down sooner, and I have that many more actions. And so maybe I actually find time to reno. Like, just a couple extra actions can make a big deal in terms of, like, hitting higher scores, too. Because I wound up growing pretty late. So if grow comes in 6, I actually get like 2 or 3 more actions this game. So 2 or 3 more actions when I have like 2-point actions left means, I'm getting up to like 48 just right there or something. But okay, anyhow, before I finally leave, let's just peek at where we are at now. Still only 7th, which is kind of ridiculous. I still have not been able to break into the top 5, which is my dream. Sitting right behind I'm sitting behind a huge pack of players. It's very tight. If I gain another 10 elo, I vault right into number 3. But growth in 6 here, I probably get literally 10 more points. I think 10 more points is a real stretch, right? Because if grow comes in 6, I'm growing 2nd, and so I get like 2 more. I only get like 2 or 3 more actions. Now I am growing before others, but the problem is the wood situation becomes way different, right? Like, I don't totally know if I get big wood piles if grow comes in 6. Like, the game's very different. So you cracked the top 100. Nice, well done, Bandit Queen. Anyhow, yeah. It looks like my goal of hitting top 2 before I leave this weekend is definitely possible. Now, can I keep getting 10 ELO wins? I've got 2 today, so I mean, the argument is yes, I could. I play well, and some games have been going well for me, but I definitely got a little lucky in that one. This one I got to just, like, both games today, like, the game that I played earlier today, I got childless and just got to run a nice childless game. This game, I got big country. Those are some of the top like cards in the set. So I definitely could wind up with some games where I don't get great cards, and then also have to try to play out of that situation. That could get a little harder. But anyhow, regardless, it's encouraging. I'm pretty close. Now, one of the difficulties is currently second place is a 567, but a couple of weeks ago, second place was maybe like a 550, right? Like everybody keeps sliding up. So hopefully second place does not get too much further away, because I don't have time for too many more games before I'm going to head off on vacation. But the quest for number 2 is alive. So we'll see. I don't know about streaming tomorrow, but maybe. Maybe a stream on Friday. Probably will get some streams on Sunday before I head off on vacation. But it's no real promises on when the next one will be. It continues to be iffy, but that's what stream announcements are for. Or just get lucky on Twitch. I don't know. But regardless, that was a fun one. Nice to have quick players too. One of the things I am liking about BGA Agricola is if you get with good tables, like I even am talking and stuff and drafting, and now we're in post game, but my whole stream is an hour and 12 here. It's pretty nice compared to a lot of Terra Mystica streams dragged out to like 2 hours. So pretty sweet there too. Anyhow, I should take my turns in these other games, and nobody really needs to watch that. We've had fun chatting, but doesn't look like there's really any other questions or comments. So thanks all for hanging out and chatting though. It's been great. Hopefully we'll get another stream or two before I head off. Yeah, thanks much for the game too. Really nicely played, Bandit Queen. See you around. And yeah, see everybody later.